What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Zamir from Ecstasy Tunes. In this video I'm going to talk about 5 beat making or music production tips in Cubase 13, right? So let's get started. The first tip I'm going to share to you today is about punch in and out. Alright, I'm going to show you guys the standard way of doing punch in and out, and then I'm going to show you guys how I use punch in and out when I'm producing or recording my tracks. So let's go and add a track here. Jura is fine. So usually if I want to record something at the third bar, I can just put my cursor here and then press the record key and then record it, right? But I like to use the punch in and out most of the times when it comes to recording. Not very much for instrument tracks, but most of the audio recording, like when I'm recording a bass track or a guitar track, I will use this method. What I'll usually do is I set the punch in and out. So in order for me to set the punch in and out, I have to come here, right here, and then press this one. This is for punch in and out. So you can see that when I press this punch in, you can see this red color arrow pointing down. So wherever this red arrow is pointing, that's where the record will start. When the cursor goes to this section here, it will start to record automatically. Okay, I've recorded my part right now. So let's say if I want to hear the part, when I hit play now, it will start to record another take, right? So usually I have to turn off the punch in so I can hear the track. Okay, if not, it will just keep recording, so which is not so useful, especially when I'm doing an audio track. Let me just add an audio track so I can show you. So this is the audio track. I'm gonna press I, and let's say I'm recording now. Check, right? So when I go back, if I want to hear what I've recorded, when I hit play now, it's gonna just re-record again. So that is really annoying. So in order for me to hear the playback, I have to disable the punch in and then hit play. Now, check. Right? Okay, that's not bad. But there's another better way to use this function, which is what I'm gonna share right now. I'm gonna go to edit and go to preference, and I'm gonna select this one, deactivate punch in on stop, right? Hit apply. Okay, now what happens is when I enable my punch in, okay, let me mute this one. I'm gonna record something. Test 1 2 3 1 2 3. The punch in is already disabled the moment I stop the recording. So I'm gonna show you guys one more time. Check. I'm gonna press stop now. It automatically disable the punch in. Now when I hit play, it's gonna play the recorded part. Check. I'm gonna press stop now. So that is a useful tips that I'd like to share with you guys. Make sure to go to edit, go to preference, and deactivate the punch in on stop. Okay, and another cool feature is this one, which is stop after automatic punch out. Okay, let me show you what it does. In order for that to work, you need to enable the punch in and punch out as well. Okay, I'm gonna just select this punch out right here. Okay, I'm gonna hit play now. Check 1 2 1 2. Okay, now the audio track just stopped recording at the punch out right here, right? Okay, so this is very useful, especially when you're recording on your own. All right, so let me recap. The first tip is to go to edit and preference, use the deactivate punch in on stop and stop after automatic punch out. You can also set this to a keyboard shortcut if you want, and you can enable it or disable it every time you need this function. All right, okay, so let's go to the tip number 2. Okay, for the tip number 2, I need to add some samples here. Let me grab a quick samples. Okay, let's say this clap sound. Okay, so I have a snap and a clap. Okay, so I've layered both of these sound. Okay, so if I'm not using a sampler track and I want to humanize this audio track, okay, so there's one simple technique that I use all the time. Okay, so what I like to do is delay these tracks a couple of milliseconds. Okay, maybe about, let's bring it up to 20 milliseconds. Okay, now this one has no delay and this one is about 20 milliseconds. So when I hit play now, so it creates that humanized bouncy effect, right? So if I want to make it even more exaggerated, what I can do is I can delay this one here minus maybe 10. So let's hear it now. Right, it's very humanized now. So that's the second tip, to add delay by just using just a couple of milliseconds to humanize your track when you're using the project window to arrange your drum or any tracks for that matter, right? I do this especially on vocal tracks for background vocals, harmonies and stuff. It makes it even better, especially if you pan it, right? So when you pan them left or right, now you can hear the stereo separation even better. Okay, let me exaggerate a little bit. So let's move on to the next tip. So for the next tip is I'm going to show you guys using an automation. So let's write an automation. Okay, so if you notice that when I let go of the fader, it just follows the last position and didn't go up to the first position, which is 0 decibel here, right? So if you want to make sure that it goes back to the original position, what you have to do is you have to set a point here. I'm going to set a point, right? And if you want to bring this up to the level, which is 0 decibel, all you have to do is click on this box here and go up here and then enter the value there. Okay, so now I'm going to delete these automation now. Oops. Okay, I'm going to set the value of this one. This is 0. This one is also 0. So I want to just draw something in between. So I'm going to just write automations in between, and I want the end to go up to the 0 value here. So let's do that. Right, you notice that it goes back up to its original position, which is 0. Okay, so here it starts from 0 and it goes down, and then as I draw, it goes down and then back up the moment I let go of the fader, right? Okay, and I'm gonna draw another automation for this track here. Alright, so I got two tracks with automation, right? And if, let's say, I want to adjust the volume of both of these tracks together, but I want to keep the same automation value, which means the proportion of the value is the same even when I decrease the volume for both of these tracks together, right? So what I can do is I can go to the mix console right here, okay, and I can add a VCA track, add VCA fader to selected track. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the fader here again. You see that the automation is moving, right? So if I use this VCA and reduce the volume, okay, you can see that the automation is following the same proportion of the level here. And the cool part is we can also visually see that right here. This is the value after VCA fader, and this is the original value, right? Okay, but if you want to combine both of these lane together, right, what you have to do is you have to go to this VCA link and click on this button, the drop down button here, and select combine automation of VCA and linked channel. So now it just automatically linked both of this information together, right? So that's the tip number 4. So the next one is the chord pads. The latest version of Cubase 13 has most amazing chord pads. Okay, I have a kontakt instance and it has a guitar sound. And if I want to create a chord progression and I don't want to play any of the notes, alright, but I want to use the pattern, I can go here and click on this drop down menu and go to pattern, and here I have options to select guitar pattern or piano pattern. I'm gonna select guitar and I'm gonna click on this button here and I'm gonna find some rhythm, let's say piano R&B. Okay, I don't know how it's gonna sound. That sounds good. I love it. That definitely inspired me to write a song already, right? So another thing that you can do is also select this velocity. Okay, let's try some other MIDI pattern. So R&B 2. I'm sorry, I got carried away. So yeah, that's a really wonderful way of trying different ideas and getting inspired. Okay, chord pad is really amazing. I'm gonna make another video just specifically for chord pad, and I'm gonna show you guys the things that you can do to get inspired to make music, right? Okay, now once you like these patterns, right? Let's say you like this chord progression. Let's say I like this one, C minor. Okay, let's say I like it and I'm gonna record it now. It's very simple. All I have to do is just press the record key and oops, sorry, let me just turn off that. So I got this MIDI pattern already now. Right, so then I can work on this pattern, or maybe I can try a different pattern, right? So you guys just take your time to learn these chord pads. It's really amazing. Okay, so let's move on to the next tip, which is the key editor. All right, so in Cubase 13 key editor we have access to the lane above here, right, which is cool. If you don't see this, go to this button here, click on the track, make sure it's enabled, and you can come here and click on this lane, right? So what if you have another lane? Okay, let me just record a lane just below there. Now I got 2 MIDI events within this one track. Okay, I'm gonna open this one in key editor. Now I can view both of these MIDI events within this key editor. I don't have to go back to project window to view these lanes, okay, which is cool, but that's not what I'm going to talk about today. What I'm going to talk about is to audition each of these MIDI event, right? So let's say I want to just hear the chord pattern here. So I can just double click on this, right? So only this is visible. So when I press S, now it's gonna play just the chord progression, Okay, if I double click on the melody right here and I'm gonna play. Okay, so now I can hear just the melody, and if I want to hear just the chord, I can just double click on it and okay, this is how I work nowadays. It's very quick. I can just audition each of these MIDI event and see if I like. I don't even have to go back to project window to choose any of these MIDI events, right? So that's all for today. That's a 5 beat making or music production tips that I'd like to share with you guys today. I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you guys did, please make sure to subscribe, turn on notification, smash the like button and share this video to everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.